Welcome to Climate Quickies, bite-sized nuggets of climate goodness from our TEDxLondon experts in under 5 minutes.
While we were in New York City, Ben and I thought we'd sit down with Shiv Soin, who is the youth lead at TED Countdown and the executive director of Triage and a longtime friend of the podcast, to ask about the TEDx Countdown series that we are a part of. For those of you who don't know, we are hosting an incredible event on October 17th in London, where we're going to be having a whole evening of talks and more from some incredible climate leaders, sharing ideas, solutions, and something a little bit special as a bit of a surprise. So what's really exciting about this program is that although this event is happening in London, there are over a dozen other cities around the world holding similar events with their own local speakers. And so we thought we'd sit down with Shiv to find out a little bit more about the TEDx Countdown Anchor program. So if you love Climate Curious, you're going to love joining us on the 17th of October, if you're in London, for TEDxLondon Countdown, which is part of the global TED Countdown initiative. And I wanted to invite Shiv from TED, who is a regular on this podcast, back to tell us a bit more about this incredible community, because we are not the only TEDx event having a TEDx Countdown style event in the autumn this year and bringing this climate content from local communities to this platform. So tell us a bit more about, if you're not in London, where else can you find it and what's happening as part of that?
Yeah, thank you, Maryam. And thank you so much. Glad to be back on the podcast. So this thing, when we talk about TED Countdown and what we do here is accelerating and championing climate solutions. And one really big part of that is making sure that we're highlighting local solutions as well. So TEDxLondon is part of the first TEDx Countdown Anchor program that we're hosting, which is supporting 12 events across the world. So we have one in London, which you are doing, obviously, but we also have events all over the world, including Rosario, Argentina, Chennai, India, Lusaka in Zambia, Chengdu, China, Jakarta, Indonesia, Manaus, Brazil, Brussels, Belgium, Varese in Italy, Bangkok in Thailand, and
it's pretty awesome because obviously, like, part of this climate conversation is that we need to be listening to and hearing solutions from local communities everywhere. You know, there are these common challenges we have, but there are also these unique ones to each local community. And is that part of what you're hoping to see? You know, are these like incredible number of different kinds of local voices?
Absolutely. So TEDx Countdown, we've already had 1,000 of these events since our launch in 2020. And really the key thing is that there are so many solutions, countless solutions across the world, be it local, be it national, be it global. And TEDx Countdown is really the best platform in order to spotlight solutions, because things in the United Kingdom may not be the same thing that's happening in Argentina and Zambia. So how do we actually be able to show those nuances? That's how we're able to do it through TEDx.
Yeah. And I have to say, I'm also really excited for us to be inspired by like our friends over in the other TEDx's, right? Like to hear ideas that are working in their local communities and seeing how they could maybe work where we are. You know, it's a cool initiative. So if you are in London, you can go to TEDxLondon.com to find out about our event on the 17th of October. But Shiv, where can they go if they are in any of those other cities that you talked about?
Absolutely. So if you go to countdown.ted.com, you'll see our events page there, and all of the events that I just listed are right there. And if I listed a city that you are not in, if you just go straight down to the bottom of the events page, there are dozens of more TEDx events. These are just the 12 that Countdown as the whole is supporting even further than we normally do. So it's incredibly exciting. And there's also other ways that you can get involved with the initiatives. I think if you're listening to Climate Curious, you obviously care about this work. So why not jump a little bit forward and come to a TEDx event?
And for those of you coming to London, you will be in for a little Climate Curious surprise at the end of our event. We'll be telling you more about that on social media soon. So I really hope that you can join one of these incredible TEDx Countdown Anchor events around the world. It's an incredible community to be a part of. And if you've never been to a TEDx event before, this is really a great opportunity. So thanks, Shiv, for making this possible.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks so much for having me again on the podcast.
We'll have you back soon.
Thanks for listening to this quickie.
This episode was created by our superstar podcast team at TEDxLondon. Until next time,
Stay curious.